Alrighty then. So lesson 23 is where we're going. We have 3 roots this week. You will have a quiz this Thursday over lesson 21. Lesson 21, if you remember, was bio, meaning life, dem, meaning people, zo, meaning animal. And then this week we have 3 more. We have tele, sol, and umbra. Okay, so tele is our first one. So if you will take a look at the book pages, you can see that tele means far or distant. Okay, so tele, far or distant. Now we're going to go ahead and read this very first big old paragraph on the book pages, and then we will define the words that are in that big paragraph. Okay, so here we go. When I use my telescope to look at the moon, the details I can see at a distance are incredible. The spots on the moon look so much bigger. However, TV cameras must have a telephoto lens because when the cameras zoom in on the moon, it looks big, bright, and beautiful. Telegenic, just what TV viewers like to see. Okay, so we have 3 words from that paragraph that we're going to go with. Telescope, something that we all know. We almost bought one for my son for Christmas, and then we realized that it was going to be a really expensive investment, so we decided against that. A telescope is a tool that you use to see something far away. Okay, so a telescope is a device that people use to see far away. Makes objects in the distance seem closer. Okay. All right, the next word in that page is a telephoto lens. And a telephoto lens you can use on cameras. A telephoto lens is a lens that makes objects at a distance look larger. Okay, so a camera lens that makes objects at a distance look larger. The last word in that paragraph is telegenic, and it says, when cameras zoom in on the moon, it looks big, bright, and beautiful. Telegenic, just what TV viewers like to see. If you look at the word telegenic means that it looks good on TV, okay? Something looks good on television. Television is clearly something that, okay, I messed that up. Looks good on television. Television is something that's filmed and it's projected from being far away. Like you can see things from a distance on your TV. You're not watching things live up close every time you're watching TV. Okay, so that's where tele comes from there. And if something is telegenic, that means that they look good on TV. All right, the second paragraph says, we watched a telecast, a television show, that showed how people can telecommute instead of going to an office to work. They work in their own homes and get paid. What happens when a boss needs a worker to do something right away? My teacher jokes that maybe the boss uses telepathy so she can just think about what she wants and the worker knows. All right, so this is kind of funny because now in COVID times, so many people are telecommuting. My husband has been telecommuting since March, and he is telecommuting at least until May this year. So telecommute means that you can work from home or from a distance. You work from home. People, can use Google Meet or Zoom meetings, and you can have your meetings online, and everybody can figure out a way. You talk on the phone, you get your work done from a distance. Okay, COVID shows us that a lot more telecommuting can happen nowadays. All right, the next word is telecast. It said in the sentence, it said, we watched a telecast, a television show. A telecast is a television show where images are cast from a distance. Telecast and television kind of are hand in hand. And the last word is telepathy. That is essentially reading somebody's mind. Like if you can look at somebody and you know exactly what they're thinking just by the look on their face. So telepathy is being able to communicate from one mind to another at a distance. Essentially, you're mind reading if you are experiencing telepathy. The next root is sol, and according to the book pages, well, yes, sol means sun. Okay, and we have three words that have to do with sol. parasol, solarium, and solstice. And hopefully you know the word solstice from science, okay? We'll just go in order. The book pages, though. The very first one says, Lucy carried a parasol or a light umbrella for shade, meaning she carried the umbrella to block the sun, okay? A light umbrella that provides shade from the sun. Have you guys ever seen those like fancy old-timey videos where they're carrying the umbrella, like spinning it over their shoulder? That's what a parasol is. Okay, the next word is solarium. And I will say my new house has somewhat of a solarium, and it's my favorite room to read in. It says the solarium at the back of the house had glass walls on 3 sides and a glass roof, so you could sit inside and enjoy the sunshine. A solarium is essentially a sunroom. A sunroom. Sometimes if it's more glass enclosed, if it's like an actual solarium, and what that means is that there's glass from, all over the place. If it's a solarium, a real solarium, you can grow plants in there because sun can get in through the roof. The one in my house, it's just full of windows and the sun can come in and it's bright and wonderful and glorious. The last sol word is the solstice is one of the 2 times a year when the sun is furthest from the Earth's equator. So you have the summer solstice and the winter solstice. Both are on the 21st. The summer solstice is the longest day of the year. The winter solstice is the shortest day of the year. We just had the winter solstice on December 21st. So the solstice is it tells you right here, the 2 times a year, the 2 times of the year when the sun is furthest away from the equator. Give a second to write that one down. The very last root is UMBR, umbra, and that means shade or shadow. And we have 3 words for that one, and the words are a dumbbrait, penumbra, and umbrage. All right, so looking at the book pages, trying to figure out what a dumbbrait means. If you go to it, it says you can't see a person's face when the sun is right behind the person. The sun adumbrates the person's face. It only outlines it, producing a faint image because the front of the person is in a shadow. Okay, so adumbrate means you are casting a shadow or making it difficult to see. Okay, so to cast into a shadow or make difficult to see. The next one is penumbra. For some odd reason, the book goes out of order. We'll look at the last sentence. It says, in a solar eclipse, the umbra is the darkest part of the shadow that appears when the earth blocks the sun's light to the moon. The penumbra is the lighter part of the shadow outside of the umbra. So a penumbra, if you look at a shadow, the penumbra is like the lighter part of the shadow. It's not like the deep, dark part of the shadow. It's like the lighter part on the outside, okay? So penumbra is the partial lighter part of the shadow cast on the outside. Like that. That's on the outside. So again, it's more on the outer outskirts of the shadow as the shadow is starting to fade out is the penumbra. This last one is umbrage. It says it is harder to see people standing under a big leafy tree because they are standing in the shade cast by the umbrage, the leaves of the tree. Okay, so there's actually 2 definitions of umbrage. The first one is shade provided by the foliage of trees or other objects, foliage or leaves, okay? So that's one definition. Other definition is the more fun one. Not really fun. It's more of the one that I feel like we use more in society. Not really fun. It's not very kind. The second one, I guess I'll come down here so you actually can see the separate. It is when you have umbrage, you are kind of offended from somebody throwing shade at you. Okay, so you take. People like to throw shade, you know. When you take umbrage from people throwing shade or offending you. So after you have written down all the definitions, your assignment, we're assigning it on Monday. It's going to be due on Wednesday. Your assignment is in Schoology in the vocab folder. It is very typical to what you've seen with the 3 boxes, and you have to find the image. I will say that tele, for some odd reason, is not on membean, although that's the most known one of these roots. I don't know why, but there's this wordinfo.info. If you click on that and type in tele and then click on tele, I'll show you how to do that just because I know we had a lot of questions last time. When you click on it, you type in tele, start search request, and then you have all of these. You click on tele, you click on the root that you want to click on, and then you get a bunch of tele words, like a lot of them. So you will pick your 4 to put here. You do not have to put the definition. You just put the 4 words. Reminder, the words here, you need to show that you understand. So if you're going to use telescope, don't just say, I like telescopes. Tell me what a telescope can do. You say, I like telescopes because I can see the moon from far away. And then that would be better. Again, draw a picture. Same thing. This one has membean for soul, but I will say when you go to membean, there are 5 different souls. Make sure you click on the one for sun so that you're getting the right words, okay? The last one, umbra, you only need to find 2 additional words, and again, with the sentences in the picture. So we'll give you a little bit of time in class to work on this, and then we will move on here in a second.